Welcome back to Studio F from Fast Times Willy B. We'll be reviewing the Garfield movie. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Russell!
Welcome back to Fast Times Willy B. I'm Willy B. I got Rosie on. Rosie, how are we doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Good.
Long time no see on the pod, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And we're going to start with the Garfield movie. Directed by Mark Dendel. He did Chicken Little and Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, one of my
just
favorites.
to familiarize people with who this guy is and what his work has had in it. Chris Pratt is Garfield, continuing his
Voice acting
career for sure. Samuel L. Jackson plays Vic, a father figure to Garfield. Weird. Nicholas Hoult plays John, another father figure to Garfield. Not weird. And we have Ving Rhames playing Otto. Snoop Dogg, also have to give him a shout out as he played a cat. Not a dog. He was one of the cats in the pound. But if you didn't pick up on that, man, I thought that one was clear as day.
No, well,
but
if I would have known, I'd probably have been listening for it.
Yeah. But we'll start with the good. And I did think the voice acting was good.
Yeah.
Once again, Chris Pratt is getting some hate for his voice acting. And I get it because it, at the end of the day, it does just sound like Chris Pratt. But the line delivery was good. Everybody else in the movie didn't do anything to change their voice. I liked Chris Pratt's Mario. I'm cool with his Garfield because at the end of the day, Bill Murray was just Bill Murray when he did Garfield. So
yeah.
I can't give him hate. I enjoyed it. I thought his line delivery was good. His comedic value hit more than most of the other characters in this movie for me. But overall, I mean, Samuel L. Jackson did great. Nicholas Hoult was awesome. I didn't even know that was Nicholas Hoult playing John until after the movie and the credits rolled. Ving Rhames was great as Otto. You could kind of tell, once again, it was Ving Rhames. Just there's not very many deep, menacing voices like that. And
yeah.
Snoop Dogg was another one that stuck out, but like I said, like nobody really changed their voice for this, but I thought everybody did a good job with delivery.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to change your voice to. He's a cat.
Yeah.
So, like, what is he supposed to sound like?
I mean, I guess you could go off the cartoons, but get the original guy if you want it to sound perfect.
That's true.
I like the voice acting, though.
Yeah.
Some of the comedy did land for me. Not a lot of it. I think this is a movie that will do well for kids.
Yeah, of course.
I think kids will find this movie hilarious. But for me, a lot of the comedy was hit or miss, but there was some hits, and again, most of the time it was Garfield. So there was some good comedy here and there. The animation was also great.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to get good animation whenever you get Illumination.
Of course.
In the forefront of things, and they did it again here. I thought it looked good. It was clean. Cool animation style, good for Garfield.
Yeah, perfect, I think. I really, going back to the comedy, the part where John's on the phone with customer service.
Yeah.
That's, like, one of those things, like, when you're little, you don't understand.
Yeah.
And then, like, as you get older, like, that was, like, just hilarious. I know, like, the whole theater, like, erupted because there were so many parents and other people there that could relate to that, but I love that was one of my favorite parts.
When I say adult joke, there was no dirty jokes in this movie, but there were a few jokes that were definitely catered to the grown-up crowd.
Him being on hold.
And that was definitely one of them. And yes, it definitely drew a chuckle from most of the crowd.
Yeah.
Packed theater for this early release.
Yeah, it was really busy.
We went to go get our tickets, and we got the last two seats together without excluding the front row, but who wants to go to the front row?
Yeah, no one wants to sit in the front two rows. Absolutely not.
So we definitely got lucky
for sure.
getting our tickets when we did, but yeah, I mean, it got a good following. I mean, a Sunday afternoon, kiddos, get them out there. So definitely a good crowd. And, you know, for as many kids in the crowd were, it was a pretty tame crowd. We didn't have any kids crying, sneezing, coughing, burping.
True.
So good crowd to go along with. But the crowd helped this movie a little bit because, you know, some of those jokes might not have been as funny if it weren't for the crowd picking up and helping a little bit.
Yeah.
So good crowd atmosphere for sure. But some of the comedy did land for me. Some of it got me. But like I said, this is mostly a movie that I think will definitely be liked by the kids. It's another way for the IPs to, you know, make some money,
Of course.
But
have to have a kids movie every once in a while.
For sure. This generation's Garfield movie. So I don't have much more for the good, though, unfortunately. I know you like this movie a little bit more than me. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I think we hit all the main things, the comedy, the animation, the voice acting. It's hard to go in and critique an animation. Because there's no, like...
It's hard to critique kids' movies because you're not the audience.
Right.
You know?
And there's no, like, acting.
But when a kid's movie blows you away...
Yeah.
That's when you know it's, like If was one I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the Toy Stories, for me, Onward was one that blew me away.
Right.
Cars, like... Those kids' movies that really blow you away, they're memorable.
For sure.
This one, it was forgettable for me. But if there's anything you'd like to add to the good...
Yeah, I think we hit all the main points.
Okay, so we'll hop over to the meh.
Okay.
And I'll say some of the comedy.
Yeah.
Some of the comedy was just dragged out too long. Like, a prime example would be when they're going over the master plan. A lot of the jokes that were said during the master plan could have been cut short because there were some that were funny and then they just kept going with it, like the possum joke. I'm trying to think of more examples, but there was just a few jokes. And then in the final plan as well, when they were like executing on the bridge and everything, there were just some jokes that like you could have cut it 10 seconds ago and this would have landed better.
Yeah. I feel like you have that with a lot of movies sometimes, that they just keep going with it because they think it's going to hit, but for sure.
But yeah, some of the comedy didn't land for me too. So it falls... Some of it, I wanted to give that shout out in the good because there was some. But a good bit of it left me sitting there like... A kid will laugh at that.
Yeah.
I'm 25 now.
They can't all be perfect.
But no. I put the story in the Met too.
Yeah.
It felt like I'd seen it before.
Well, I'm sure. So it started, and I was, like, kind of sad because I hate a sad animal movie, whether it be real animals or animation or anything. And just, like, Garfield was so cute, sitting in that box, so sad.
Yeah.
And then I got happy, and I got sad again, and I was like, oh, my God. But the overall theme was happy, which is good.
Yeah.
And,
happy ending.
Yes.
I guess I could backtrack to the good for this. Something I would put in the good as well was the little montage at the beginning we get of Garfield where he goes over like how he hates Mondays and that little flash and all that.
Yeah. But
most of the story after that where we start like it starts on a dark rainy night and it's baby Garfield and then it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love it. I thought it was pretty okay.
I think it was good because then we got kind of a backstory, and then when he finally gets talking to his dad and he realizes that like he didn't leave him.
Yeah. He
was just waiting for that cook to go back inside.
Yeah.
And so it kind of connected there. Is this the first movie or anything Garfield where we see his actual like cat father?
Yes, I believe.
I didn't hate it.
Okay. Well, we have differing opinions.
I know we do. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It just felt like I feel like the story overall is going to be forgettable for a lot of people. I don't feel like this will be a movie that captures the kids' attention story-wise. Maybe the comedy will land more for them, like I said earlier.
Mm. It is kind of a more advanced story.
Not even that. It's just like there's a lot of better family movies out there. I mean, we got a better one last week.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's hard. It's hard to critique a kids and animation.
I don't want to call it boring because it felt like a borderline action movie for a Garfield movie, which
there was lots of action.
I don't know how I feel about that, like a Garfield action movie, you know, and he even references Tom Cruise in it. But so it wasn't boring, like it wasn't badly paced. It was just like I was sitting there and I was like, this is not at all what I expected for a Garfield movie, and I don't think I love it.
Mm.
So I don't know.
I have never seen any of the other ones.
Okay. Like the live action ones either? The Bill Murray ones? Okay.
So I wasn't sure what to expect. Maybe that's why.
I saw those as a kid.
I didn't have anything to base it on prior. So that could be why I enjoyed it a little bit more.
I don't know what movies I haven't seen in the Garfield movies because they're like Scooby-Doo and Batman. Like there's
a billion of them?
A bunch of movies, but I've seen a lot of the cartoon growing up. I saw the Bill Murray movies growing up. So I have a background. I had a teacher who was obsessed with Garfield. Her entire room was decorated. It was pretty cool.
I feel like there's always a couple of people that stick with them for a while.
I don't know. This one didn't hit, and the big reason it didn't hit for me was probably what's in my bad, but I won't jump there if you have something else you'd like to add to the meh.
I'm going to go with the train scene.
Okay. Where he's going back and forth between the branches, or... the end train scene.
The end train scene. Yes, I forgot there was two.
Okay. So the ending.
Yeah, so the ending.
Well...
Not really the ending.
The first half of the third act.
Yes.
I know you like the happy ending, but...
Yes, I like a happy ending. I was a little nervous there.
Yeah.
It was gonna... But I really liked the action part of it, and them... They didn't, achieve their goal they were supposed to, but they still made it out in the end, which I enjoyed.
So we'll hop over to the bad. Daddy issues. I did not like the daddy issues for Garfield. A review I saw on this was obviously sarcastic. And it said, Garfield's main storyline is him having daddy issues, which is exactly what you think of when you think Garfield. Obviously not. I didn't like it. And there's not even more I can really say on it. And it's not to hate because, again, I enjoyed Samuel L. Jackson, but I would have much rather seen something where it's the Adventures of Garfield, Odie, and John, and I know that's probably, it's not, we've seen it a good amount of times.
Right.
Or something more just Garfield and Odie driven that didn't feature this third character, and it gets a happy ending, and you have your deeper undertone to the film of hear out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I thought it was bad, and it left me very unsatisfied watching this movie that was the route they went with. Yeah. See,
I don't have anything to base it on prior, like I said, so I wasn't sure what to expect. So I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know. I don't think I have anything necessarily in the bad.
No.
I'm always down for a good animated movie. The time frame was good, so.
Yeah, I think it was.
It wasn't
hour
long.
40.
It wasn't super long, so I wouldn't put that in the bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have anything particular.
You definitely liked it more than me.
Yeah.
And it's gonna show here. We'll hop over to our final scores or final thoughts and rating, I should say. What do you want to leave off with the Garfield movie, and what are you giving it out of 10?
I had a final thought that I was thinking while you were talking, and now I forget. So if I remember that final thought, I will put it in the comments, because I'll probably remember it at 2 a.m. when I'm trying to fall asleep. But nonetheless, final thought might be in the comments if I remember what I was going to say. Score... I think I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. So you thought it was solid?
I think it was solid. Like I said, it's hard to rate a kid's, and especially animation. There isn't a whole lot to judge on. There's no bad acting or because usually acting is what
you gotta judge the voice acting and you gotta judge the animation, not I get it. I'm a big live action guy too. I'm gonna go 5 out of 10.
Okay.
It was just okay.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of the pack for me. It wasn't bad by any means. I didn't like the daddy issues storyline, but there were some good chuckles that I got out of it. It was great animation, and I enjoyed the voice acting enough.
Yeah.
And I did like seeing Garfield again because he was never my favorite cartoon growing up, but I always enjoyed the Garfield cartoons and the Bill Murray movies. And so seeing him on the screen again was pleasant, but I just wish it was executed a little better. And I get, like I said, that there's kids that will probably love this movie. It'll probably sell Garfield ears and costumes and stuffed animals, but...
you already seen the line at the popcorn buckets and everything at the Cinemark, so...
But it didn't do much for me, and it will probably be one of the more forgettable movies of the year for me. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
But...
That'll happen. They all can't be good.
For sure. This week's been a little rough.
It has.
We've had one bright spot in a rough week, but...
It has. Is there anything good coming up soon?
I have high hopes for Furiosa.
Oh, I'm glad you do.
You're not into that stuff, though.
Not into that one.
You're just looking to Inside Out at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2.
I am super excited for that. I need to rewatch the original.
Yeah. That'll do it for the Garfield movie. Thank you all for watching.
Thank
Rosie,
you guys. Turkey.
Thank you for coming on. I told Brennan I'm going to start giving you different handshakes here and there every time you come on. Just mess with you, so watch out what comes next. But
I'm ready.
Again, thank you all for watching. If you like what you're watching, check out some of these other videos. Hit the subscribe button or follow the social link below. Again, we appreciate you for watching, and we will talk to you all soon. Peace.
Peace and love.